Love is not a flame that flickers once and dies. It is the fire that burns slow and steady through the darkest nights. From the moment our eyes met, something ancient stirred, as if the stars had recognized each other in human form. The wind shifted, time paused, and in that breathless space, I knew you were the story my soul had been writing through 1,000 lifetimes. You didn't need to speak, and yet your silence spoke volumes. Every glance, every movement, every still moment beside you told me more than words ever could. It was not a collision, but a quiet gravity, drawing us closer without chaos. I felt your warmth before you touched me, felt your heartbeat in the air before we ever held hands. That is the language of love, the soft, electric pull that rewrites everything you thought you knew. I had lived before you, yes, but never with such fullness. You were not the beginning of my life, but you were the start of all its meaning. In loving you, I learned to exist with purpose, with tenderness, with fire. You taught me the poetry of presence, the way love lives in the smallest moments, the quiet between words, the brush of a hand on my back, the way your eyes linger on me even when the world keeps turning. You didn't give me grand declarations or empty promises. You gave me time, attention, and something far more sacred, consistency. And in a world so loud with temporary affection, you were the silence that finally felt safe. You became the place I returned to, not to escape the world, but to remember who I was inside it. Your love didn't change me, it uncovered me. I bloomed under your gaze, not because you planted me, but because you watered what was already there. You saw me in the cracks, and didn't turn away. You kissed the broken pieces, and reminded me they were still beautiful. With you I learned that love is not always loud. It is a gentle, stubborn presence that holds on even when everything else tries to let go. You stayed, and that became everything. Our love is built on laughter, not just passion, the kind of laughter that erupts at 2 a.m. over nothing at all, the kind that feels like freedom. You taught me that love doesn't always look like candlelight and roses. It sometimes looks like messy kitchens, shared playlists, stolen fries, and soft apologies. And yet, even in the mundane, you made everything magic. Holding your hand turned sidewalks into runways, grocery stores into adventures, and rainy days into symphonies. With you, I no longer waited for life's big moments to feel alive. Every second with you is alive. Your voice is the melody I didn't know I was missing. Your presence, the rhythm my soul dances to. You turned my loneliness into a duet, my silence into a song. Love with you is not a destination. It's the road, the journey, the walk we take together through all the seasons of our becoming. And in each season you find new ways to love me, without asking me to be anything but myself. That kind of love is rare. That kind of love is forever. I remember the first time I saw you truly vulnerable. It wasn't in tears, it was in the way you trusted me with your truth. And in that moment I realized how deep love truly runs. It's not about what you give when it's easy. It's about what you share when it's hard. You let me see the fear behind your smile, the doubt behind your strength. And I didn't run. I loved you hard, because real love doesn't flinch in the face of darkness. It becomes the light. We've had our share of storms, of misunderstandings and long silences, but in each trial we chose each other again. That's what makes us strong, not perfection but persistence. We don't complete each other, we empower each other to be whole on our own, yet better together. You challenge me, hold me accountable, love me even when I'm unlovable, and I do the same for you. We don't just share love, we grow it, protect it, nurture it. That is how I know we will last. Because we don't fall in love, we rise in it, together. Even in your absence, your love lingers. It lives in the clothes I wear, the way I smile when I think of you, the songs that feel like home. Love like this is not about being constantly close. It's about being eternally connected. Distance may stretch the days, but it never stretches the bond. I miss you in moments, but I carry you in my every breath. I see you in the sunrise, in the laughter of strangers, in the hush of night. You've become a part of how I see the world, a filter of light over everything dull. When I'm afraid, I remember your hand in mine. When I'm unsure, I hear your voice guiding me. Love doesn't wait for perfection. It finds comfort in flaws. And even in those moments when we hurt each other, we never stay broken. We mend, we learn, we love again, better, stronger. If love were a thread, ours would be gold stretched across lifetimes, gleaming through the ordinary, unbreakable through time. With you even separation becomes sacred, because love this deep never really leaves. Your name is written in my heartbeat now, a rhythm I'll never forget. You've woven yourself into my skin, into the breath between each word I write. There is no part of me untouched by your love. You've taught me that romance isn't grand gestures. It's showing up daily. It's knowing what coffee I like, noticing when I'm quiet, remembering my story. It's dancing in the kitchen barefoot, falling asleep with hands intertwined, dreaming together of places we've never been. Your love has made me gentler, softer, but not weaker, because real love doesn't strip away your strength. It reminds you of. You believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. You saw beauty in my chaos, purpose in my pain. I am not perfect, and yet you love me like I am. That's the kind of love that rewrites your soul. That's the kind of love people spend lifetimes searching for. And somehow I found it in you. Or maybe it found us. Either way, I'm never letting go. Because loving you feels like breathing. Natural, necessary, infinite. We have our rituals now. Morning kisses, goodnight texts, whispered dreams under blankets, walks with no destination. They may seem small to others, but to us they are the foundation of our love. You are not just my partner, you are my peace, my adventure, my best friend. You are the one I want to share, my every joy and shoulder my every sorrow. There is no one else I'd rather be stuck in traffic with, argue about takeout with, or watch stars with. You make the ordinary feel extraordinary, just by being in it. And even when we're silent, your presence says everything. With you, love is not a fairy tale, it's real. Messy sometimes, raw often, but always worth it. We've seen each other at our worst, yet choose each other every day. That's the magic. That's the miracle. Love is not about finding the perfect person. It's about loving imperfectly perfect. And with you I've found the one person whose flaws fit mine, like puzzle pieces, whose soul understands mine, like poetry, and whose love feels like home. There were times before you when I doubted love's existence. I mistook attraction for depth, silence for peace, and comfort for compatibility. But you showed me the difference. You made me believe again, not in love as a fantasy, but in love as a real breathing experience. You didn't save me. You walked beside me as I saved myself. That's the difference. That's why it's you. Because you never tried to fix me. You held space for my growth, trusted my process, celebrated my evolution. You made love feel like freedom, not a cage. You made commitment feel like a choice, not a chain. You respected my boundaries, cherished my mind, admired my flaws. And somehow in loving you I found the deepest parts of myself. Love is not about losing yourself in another. It's about discovering who you are with them, beside you. And I have found a version of myself I am proud of, simply because I am loved by you. In your arms I am not less, I am more, not because of what you give me, but what you help me remember I already have. I think of forever, not as a destination but as 1,000 todays shared with you, waking up beside you, building a home of moments, loving you through every season. I dream of old age, of wrinkles carved by laughter, of hands still held tightly even when they tremble. I see a lifetime, not of perfection, but of persistence, of showing up, day after day, loving even when it's hard. That's what I want with you. Not a love that burns out with passion, but one that endures with devotion. A love that forgives, that listens, that fights only to find each other again. You are my now, my always, my everything in between. With you love is not a chapter, it's the whole story. And if I could choose again and again, I'd still choose you, every time, every version of me, every lifetime. Because once you find the soul that sings in harmony with yours, You don't let go. You hold on. You build. You cherish. You love. And that is what I vow to do forever with you. So here is my final truth, wrapped in verse and vulnerability. I love you, simply, fiercely, eternally, not for what you give me, but for who you are. Not because you complete me, but because you complement me in every way I never expected. You are the echo in my silence, the color in my grayscale, the warmth in my winter. You are my favorite thought, my strongest feeling, my deepest breath. I don't love you with conditions. I love you through them, through change, through challenge, through chaos. I love you in the way sun loves horizon, always reaching, always rising. And if ever my words fail, know that my actions will speak. I will choose you. I will honor you. I will walk beside you. I will protect this love we've grown, because it is not fragile. It is sacred. And in a world full of fleeting things, you are my constant, my forever, my heart's home. And no matter what tomorrow holds, you'll always have the one promise I can give freely. My love endless, devoted.